are so happy to be here with Stephen Broussard, producer extraordinaire. How are you feeling? Look at this crowd.
I know, it's pretty amazing. We just got here. I'm feeling good. I'm excited to see the movie. It's always a little anxious, these events, but good. No, about as good as you can be.
Still anxious at this point?
Oh, of course, yeah. If that ever goes away, I'd be worried.
So LZ and I were actually just talking about all of the science in this movie, and you had a science advisor, Spiros, who helped you kind of out on the science side, incorporating some of that into the narrative. Why is it important to you to actually have those real scientists advising you guys?
It really helps ground the story and root the story in some sense of truth, you know. Obviously, we go in pretty wacky directions, you know, by the time it's all said and done. But a lot of those early conversations, just us sitting around in a room and saying, we were thinking this, and Spiros is saying, well, that's cool, and that relates to this theory or this cutting-edge thing that's brand new in this field. And so he would actually take the charge and say, well, you could do this, this, and this kind of thing. Like, he was actually good to have a narrative side in addition to a scientific side that was really helpful in the process.
Did you have anything that you wanted to put into the film and then the scientist says, well, that's just really dumb?
Not with Spiros. Spiros is great. He totally gets what we were doing and, you know, understands the vibe of everything that we're going for, so he gives us some latitude. For sure.
Well, speaking of vibes, you know, one of the cool things about coming back for Ant-Man and the Wasp is you know part of your cast really, really well. So are there things that you learned about working with Paul, with Evangeline, with Michael, that you really wanted to lean into since you knew your cast from the beginning? Yeah,
I mean, absolutely. I mean, you know everybody, you know their strengths, and you know what works so well from the first film, which is great, and you already have a working relationship. And the challenge and the goal is to not rest on any of that, to push all the characters forward and make sure that everyone is evolving within this story, within this universe, within this franchise, so that you feel like you're still with these people on a journey. And it's easier to do that if you have a working relationship with the cast before, and it was great for the new people that joined the party with us as well.
One of the things that makes the film so interesting is the humor between everyone.
Yeah.
What's the gag reel like?
Oh my gosh. It's fun. I mean, a lot of the fun stuff gets in the movie, though. You know, so much of like the film and the spirit of the film under the guidance of Peyton, there is a kind of vibe that where improv and trying things out is welcome. And so, you know, of course, that leads to some flub lines or maybe some ideas that didn't work out. But within that spirit that Peyton brings to set, I think a lot of what's great about the movie comes forth, you know.
Do you ever get nervous as a producer about the fact that you have these huge, huge visual effects pieces that, you know, you kind of need to set early on, but then suddenly they're improv and going in a different direction?
Sometimes, but, you know, you try to embrace it. You know that spontaneity and that uncertainty is ultimately what's going to be great about the film and memorable about the film. So you never want to feel like an idea is boxed in by a schedule or a plan or anything, you know. So it's flexibility, maximum flexibility, which is a good thing.
I can barely remember last week. How are you keeping all these films separated and not bleeding into each other?
With a lot of help from a lot of talented people. You know, we on this film are working together with, you know, of course, Peyton and the cast, but some of the people behind the scenes we've worked with before, and you rely on the very, very talented crew from the visual effects team to the stunt team to the assistant director department to help you. No one does it alone on these movies.
Definitely not. Well, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to the Marvel fans and giving them a little insight into the process. Congratulations. Have an awesome time tonight.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.